Welcome back to the Fort McMurray Northern Lights franchise. After a tough loss in the first game of the season, we look to bounce back against the Chicago Cubs as well as a few other teams. This episode will be a different style than the last. It's going to be cut up a lot more, and we're going to get through a bunch more games and only show the exciting parts. If you made it through the last episode, I'm sorry for all the poor production in the audio, but I'm going to be doing post-production audio until I get it figured out. Thanks for sticking with me. To start off this episode, I haven't had any chance to get some comments on who we should build this franchise around, so comment below if you have some ideas about who would make a good cornerstone for the Northern Lights. Our infield, especially our left side of the infield, is pretty weak. Miguel Rojas not really contributing too much as a backup, going to get a little bit more depth throughout the team, not necessarily going to get a shortstop back, but I got Mitch Roman. So getting rid of Miguel Rojas and Jose Devers. He's a minor leaguer who didn't have very good ratings, and I don't project to ever make it to the major leagues. And getting back Thiago Vieira, Ronaldo Lopez, Mitch Roman, and Aaron Bummer from the Chicago White Sox. Aaron Bummer's contract's going to be covered. Ronaldo Lopez, 10% of his contract's covered. We're covering 95% of Miguel Rojas. A lot of political stuff going on here, but we're looking to add 2 immediate relief pitchers who can definitely add to the team, as well as a little bit of depth in the future without really hurting us right now. So let's slot those 2 MLB guys in the lineup, and let's get into our next game against Chicago, where we look for revenge against those Cubs. Once again, we are not the favorite, but that's okay. We got a couple bright spots in the lineup, and Willie Stroker's going to lead us to victory here. Urania's got the start. Let's see what you got. For anyone wondering if perfect Justin Bauer could keep it going. First AB, second game. He's out. All right, we got Rafael Ortega. The bottom of the third. 1 out. Gets a single. Nice one. 0-2 single. Steals the base. Guy on second. Brian Anderson gets a walk. Starlin Castro with a good opportunity here. Double steal. Successful. Come on, Starlin. Big moment here for Fort McMurray. You could cash some people in, Starlin. Starlin K's. Come on, Justin. Go, Justin! Get out of here! Get out of here! Oh yeah! 3-0. Fort McMurray. Justin Bauer just ripping. Lewis Brinson to start us off here. Oh, and he rips a single up the middle. 2-0. Can't be giving him pitches. Next batter, Christian Adams just gets hit in the face. 2 on. Double steal. Oh, and the catcher throws it away. Grave mistake. That'll make it 4-0 Fort McMurray. Still none out and a good chance for Tellis to get some more. Oh, and the catcher, Tellis, nails it. That'll make it 5-0 for the Fort McMurray Northern Lights through 4. Urania's been rolling all game, but it looks like he's in a little bit of trouble here. Bases loaded, 2 out. Anthony Rizzo here. Let's visit the mound quick. This guy says that this is what he was made for. Let's see about that. Can't pitch right at Anthony. And he walks in a run. Oh well. Max Scherzer next up, and he K's him, and that'll end it at 5-1 in the top of the 5th. Picking it up in the bottom of the 8th, still 5-1 for the Fort McMurray Northern Lights. We got Justin Bauer on first after being pitched around, and Derek Dietrich's up. Full count here. Oh, and he hits a deep one to left field. Is it going to be fair? It goes fair. Derek Dietrich putting some insurance runs up. 7-1 Fort McMurray. Top of the 9th, 2 out. And he K's him. Game over. 7-1 win for the Fort McMurray Northern Lights. That's what I'm talking about. First win of the season. Many more to come. Looks like the offense did a great job, hitting by almost everybody on the team. Pitching, Urania as well. Great job. Fort McMurray, 1-1. And without further ado, let's get into the next game. Looking at the lineup comparison here, once again we're outnumbered, but we're making a stronger showing than the first time out, so let's get into it. Adam Conley with his first start of the year. Let's hope he pitches a gem and gets the Northern Lights over 500 for the first time on the year. Top of the first here, 1 out, bases loaded for Chicago after a walk by Conley. And he K's Baez, 2 out. Wilson Contreras up, and he walks in a run. Pretty poor start to the season for Adam Conley. 1-0 Chicago after 1. Picking it up in the bottom of the third, Brian Holiday at bat. And he cranks one to left. Is it going to get over? Oh, and it just creeps over the fence. 374 feet. Solo shot. Ties it back up. Welcome back to the game, Fort McMurray. Thank you, Brian Holiday. And we bring it back to you in the top of the fourth for an at-bat by Javier Baez. And it's gone. Off of Conley. Solo shot. Chicago takes a 2-1 lead right back. Still in the fourth. Jason Hayward hits it wayward to right. And it's also gone. Chicago's up 3-1. Conley is looking sweaty. Time to get out of this. We pick it up again in the top of the fifth. Chicago's pressing. Runners on second and third. Javier Baez hits a deep fly. Center field. It's caught. Run home. Gonna be close. Not that close. But they get him! Oh, and the ump's blind and they get him! Go Fort McMurray! Umps on the payroll. Picking it up in the bottom of the seventh. Dietrich. And he crushes one to left field. Is it gonna go? It has the legs. Clawing back. It's 3-2. Fort McMurray, good guys. Top of the ninth. Kyle Barraclough trying to close things out. One on. Albert Almora up to bat. And he hits it to right center. That's going to get Anthony Rizzo running from first, and he's going to score uncontested. 4-2 for the Chicago Cubs. Well, our closer gave up another one by walking him in, and we're down to our last out with Justin Bauer here. And he lines out to second base, fitting end of the game. Chicago Cubs down the Fort McMurray Northern Lights, 5-2. It was a good effort from the team. We weren't out of it as bad as it looks on paper. Conley had an okay start, 3 earned runs in 6 innings. Not very good closing pitching. I think we can all say that the team as a whole fell apart on this one. That'll make the Fort McMurray Northern Lights 1-2. Let's look into finishing this series off against Chicago right here. Just jump back into the last one. Looking at the comparisons, nothing new again. We're getting blown out. That's okay, because Willie Stroker and the boys are going to be coming back with Dylan Peters leading the way to hopefully bring the Northern Lights back to 500 on the year. Let's go. Jumping right in the bottom half of the first. Rafael Ortega up. Weak chopper to the pitcher. Oh, and he throws it away. We'll take that. Ortega takes second. That's an easy one. Next up, we got Brian Anderson. He'll take a first pitch called strike. Second pitch here. Oh, and he rips one down right field line. Stays fair. That's going to be a double and an RBI for Brian Anderson. Picking it back up in the top of the two, we got their pitcher at bat. Runners on first and second, and he rips a single down third base. And the guy from second scores. You cannot be letting their pitcher score, guys. Oh no. Who's next? Jason Hayward, the guy who hurts us. Hayward goes wayward. Scores now 4-1 for Chicago. Come on, Peters. Picking it up, top three, Anthony Rizzo. And we get him. Nice, Peters. One more, and we had a chance for getting back in this game. Looks like Contreras pushed this one just a little bit further out of reach. Bottom of three, 1 out, 2 on. We got Justin Bauer up to the plate. And he rips one to left. Is it deep enough? It has the legs. Justin Bauer, that clutch man. Hits for average, hits for power. What doesn't he do? Fort McMurray's back in this. 5-4. Look out. Top of the fourth. Jason Hayward up with a guy on second. And he rips a single over second base's head. Attempted throw. Not a good attempted throw. Chicago increases their lead. 6-4. Unfortunately, there's not much else to say here other than these guys went off on us. Our pitching fell apart. The batters could not keep up with the onslaught. The middle of the Chicago order was very strong. Our pitching was very weak. And I'm not going to bother doing anything but showing this with a bunch of clown music because it was a circus. And so that ends the series against Chicago Cubs with a 16-6 thwomping. Looking at the numbers, the boys didn't do too great. We didn't give up, but we didn't put down the rubber either, and we certainly didn't hold them back from doing anything themselves. Disappointing outing from the pitching staff for sure. I think that's the weak point on this team, and it's something I'd like to address. So give me your comment suggestions below about how we can do that. What would you look at that? We got an achievement. All hits. Starting lineup got all hits. Nice. Heading over to the standings page, we can see that we're clearly last in our division. We know that we're okay. It's a long season, 162 games. 3 losses does not make us a loser. Over to the team screen, we see we got a few people with good batting averages. This isn't a total lost cause. It's really a matter of finding the right people to do their jobs. And I think right now we know who's not doing their jobs. And I think we also know how to fix that. Comment below. And I think that'll end this video there. Nice little cutoff point with the series. Maybe that'll be how we do it going forward. End of the series is each video. Next series we take on Boston, so be sure to check us out. I'm MafoTW, and myself and the Fort McMurray Northern Lights appreciate you spending your downtime with us. Be sure to comment, like, subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Peace.